welcome to the AM Sisters podcast. You're here today with your hosts, Anna and Maria Setting, bringing your favorite twin talk of the week. And in this episode, I'd like to start off with a question. Have you ever felt lost? Or have you ever felt like you didn't know what was the right next step to take? Because I have certainly been in that place and my sister too. So today we'd like to talk about how do we find clarity when we're so lost and how can we trust our own decision making in our intuition.
Yeah, I believe everyone has felt like this, in some period of their lives, not knowing exactly what they should do or not even exactly who they are. So I think the first step to having clarity in any situation is actually is a long process of learning who you are and going inside and reconnecting with yourself, your true self. Um, Once you reconnect with who you are, your true desires, and you know, understanding the place where you're coming from and where your desires are stemming from, then you can have a clear mind and make a sound decision, I would say.
That's right. I think most of the times we're kind of flooded with external world influence and noise. So we forget how is the sound of our own voice, like from within. So I think the first step into getting out of this rut is really remembering who you are and like trying to find this voice within yourself. You may call it intuition, it's kind of this inner knowing. And most of us got out of touch with it when we started growing up. So we'd like to give you some tips of how what you can do about it. At least those are the things we've done that worked pretty well so far.
I think to start off, I would say that everyone should try to have a moment of contemplation. It could be meditation, but I know that it is difficult for some people to try to meditate. But I would highly encourage you to try, even if it's a guided meditation or a practice that can bring you awareness of your own self. For example, yoga for me really helped. It reconnected me with my own body and with my thoughts in a way that is not, those rushing thoughts that you think is like noise, but actually like your inner voice, and recognizing that it's okay and safe to be in the present moment and learning to be here with yourself with no distractions. And once you become aware of who you are without any distractions, without people around you telling you who you are or what you do, what you should do, then you can have a mindset to start incorporating other things that can help you clearly understand where you should be going. What about you? What was like the first step for you? For me, it was trying to be with myself, especially through meditation and yoga. And how about you?
In my case, it started when I was younger and I wasn't aware of yoga or meditation or anything like that. So for me it was writing actually.
Oh, that's
So
true.
like having a diary, it was the first step that I got into talking to myself basically. Because I understand sometimes you feel like you're the only person you can trust everything because you're afraid of judgment, maybe you don't want to talk about your feelings even with people you love. So I think um, writing down everything was the first thing that actually made me feel like this relief, and I could transmute my emotions. So what I would do is just like since I was maybe 11 years old, I would just go into a corner, literally, and just like take my little notebook and start writing everything. Doesn't matter. You can be angry, be angry. If you're happy, be happy. If you want to cry, cry. Smudge the pages. Who cares? But like, write down everything you need. And I would suggest doing it in a quiet space. So don't put on music or anything like that because that will influence what you're writing. But just let yourself feel completely. And when you're done writing, it's like this weight was removed from your shoulders and you can look back and see, oh, okay, so this was bothering me, or oh, actually, this is how I think, and that other thing that I've done was actually because someone else was pressuring me, or all those little things. So yeah, writing was the first thing and still is a big exercise for me. Now I incorporated yoga as well, so it does help a lot to clear the mind, and especially at the end when you do shavasana, that is like the final pose and you relax. I really enjoy to like go from that to meditation because you're already in a calm state of mind and you can just like continue that for a bit longer. It doesn't need to be super, super long, but your mind is already calm because your body moved, I think. You now can just relax.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yes, I also started the same way, but I didn't really think about when we were children. But I guess as children, as no one has ever presented us any other techniques, all we could do was to create. So I guess that's also something that you can do if you're not really into spirituality yet. Maybe you will become. But creation is something that it's somehow connected to the divine for me. It's like a flow of inspiration, even if it's writing down your thoughts, like journaling, or writing down a poem, a piece of music, creating a painting, anything. Allowing yourself to create something from nothing is really like pouring yourself into that. And this will also reflect what you're feeling, what you're going through, and even being guided towards a direction if you're looking to it. Pay attention in what are the words you're using, or what are the colors you're using, what is the rhythm of the music you're creating. All these things, they have meaning, and you can make use of that to understand yourself a little better. But if you're also into spirituality, yeah, try to incorporate other things like meditation or chanting or anything you like, sound bowls if you're into that, repeating mantras, because it really helps to escape your busy mind.
Breath work helps a lot because in the past few weeks, I've been very anxious. My sister is proof of that, like extremely, extremely anxious. I didn't know what to do, and breath work was the only thing that got me out of my mind. So I extremely recommend that to anyone who is having a hard time, like with depression, anxiety, anything like that, that you just cannot deal with yourself in the moment because it literally stops your mind from going back to, harmful thoughts, I would say. And yes, and people say it's just breathing, but if you try breath work, you're gonna feel it in your body because it changes the level of oxygen in your blood, and everything starts tingling so badly. Like honestly, you should try someday.
It's really impressive. First time
Yeah.
I tried breath work, I thought something was going wrong with me, to be honest, because everything was tingling, my lips, my hands, my chest,
Jaw.
my tummy, my face, everything, my legs, and I couldn't really feel my mouth. It was really strange, but it's really nice to try. It's really something incredible if you've never tried.
Yeah, like people say it's like getting high, but with air,
But actually, you can. It's like a different type of breath work, but you can get high on oxygen, actually. You can have some, hallucinogenic experiences only by breathing, actually.
Yeah. God, how important prana and breath is a source of life. So yeah. But I think other things that can help gain clarity and in a very obvious way, I would say, is trying divination techniques.
I
And
think, first of all, we could try to talk before divination about astrology, because it was something that we were more interested about right in the beginning when we were not so into spirituality. I guess astrology is something that can help everyone, no matter where you are in your path.
yeah, yeah, I think astrology came really naturally to me, at least. I don't know you, but I
We
started
were always
watching.
curious, I guess.
Yes, watching videos on YouTube and stuff, and we found out, oh, that's a birth chart. And then you realize, oh, that makes sense, and all the planets and their meanings, and it kind of helps you to see your personality from a outside perspective. So it's really good because you understand now, like, how do I process my feelings and why is that? Or how do I communicate?
One clear example of that is once you understand your chart, your moon, your sun, your rising, then you can understand how you feel, how you react, and how you behave. And then, like the first techniques we presented to you cannot work the same way for you because of you have a different setup, so to say. For example, we have moon in Aquarius. That's why writing was so good for us because only through writing and then reading and understanding mentally our emotions, then we could understand what we were feeling because it's very mental. It's very like, it's not only like flowing with emotions and I just feel my emotions and I understand. For us, it's really mental. Like I have to understand rationally what I'm feeling. So it's very moon in Aquarius. But for
It's
you,
like
maybe it works in a different way.
Moon in Aquarius is like, I think my emotions, I do not feel them.
Yes.
It's really strange, but we learn with time how to deal with that. But, and also, I think all our interest in all those weird stuff and thinking about big things of humanity ever since we really cared about all those things since we were young is also very Aquarius moon type of person.
Sagittarius as well, I would say.
Sagittarius as well, but I mean, the combination of Sagittarius, like third degree of Sagittarius with the moon, made us become this human beings we are that are so like more kind of philosophical, not the crazy type of Sagittarius that people are usually portraying elsewhere.
Yeah.
But let's not talk so much about our astrology signs. I'm not sure if you're interested in that. But just saying astrology can help you. And my friends, they ask me like, but this is gonna shape how you perceive others. I mean, yes, everything you bring into your consciousness shapes the way you see the world. But I see all those things as tools that you can literally understand other people better without judgment. Because you understand each one of us, we're so different. And it's okay to be different. And yes, but some of those exercises we hope that will help everyone.
And if you're really lost, like astrology can really help you figure out, for example, what should be your life path or what type of career would work for you. Or if you're someone who has relationships come more easily for you or not, and what you have to work on, or what you should be looking on a partner if that's something that is worrying you. So you can see so many different areas of your life. I mean, 12 to be exact, or even more actually, but um, it can really help you, it can work as a guide if you find a really good astrologer or if you learn yourself like we did. I mean, I don't know a lot, just a little, but the little I know already helps me.
Agree.
So
It's
the
like
second,
it's like building blocks. But once you start learning those like esoteric things, one things come after the other and they just build up because everything's interconnected. And all
yeah.
those things just like different lenses that you're putting to observe the same phenomenon. So it's fascinating. Go ahead. The next one.
So
Divination.
then the next one that we got really interested about was tarot, and it's very popular nowadays. And it has so many links to astrology as well that once you learn one, you kind of can use the other, combine both of them because they have some similarities. Um, do you want to expand on that a little more?
Yeah. So, like my sister said at the beginning, I wasn't that spiritual. When I mean that, I was like a teenager, younger than a teenager. So, probably between 11 and 13 years old, that was the time I started learning about astrology and tarot and all those things. But I didn't really like tarot at the beginning because, like my sister said, we're so rational minded. So I was like, it doesn't make sense. I mean, astrology is a fixed thing. you look at the stars and it's like a screenshot of the sky. In the moment you're born, and you can interpret the map. It's a map, But tarot is so intuitive and it demands huge trust. And you only understand tarot when you start understanding energy and when you start understanding that, like, you have an auric field and you impact people and your energy is like literally, coming out of you all the time and you're manifesting everything in your life. And from that imprint, from that like energy you have, you're creating your entire life. That's why tarot can help you to see clearly what's coming up next, what you're bringing. It's kind of a prediction based on your current energetic state. So I think tarot is a really great tool because obviously I think it could understand what's going on with you without tarot, but most of us are so blind to our intuition that we don't. So at least tarot is like those cards, the archetypes that are going to tell you like the storyline that you need to see of predictions or how the state you are in this moment is going to impact your love life, your career, your this, your that.
It is really amazing. You can develop your intuition. You can develop even like narrative skills, building up a story, interpreting and making connections between all the cards, because each one of the cards, they have their own story and they have their own interpretation of, all the symbols, and especially the major arcana, which are a group of cards in the tarot. They're connected to astrology, to the signs, 12 signs. So all of them, they can have so many paths that you can go in your interpretation. That's why you have to be a little bit intuitive as well to know which one of those stories is actually speaking to you in that moment or to the person you're reading. And you said you can see things about the future, but also tarot, it's really impressive because it's not only about the future. You can use it to interpret your present moment and also the past. If you're trying to process something from the past or understand why that happened or what are the repercussions of that, or, understand the situation in that moment, you can also see from a bigger perspective. And you can, make readings about your family, your friends, from many people around you and see when you deal with other people, it's always nice to ask their permission, right? But you can understand better a situation that is not clear for you. Where is your mom coming from that you're not getting her? Where is your friend, your boyfriend coming from? All those things. It's really interesting.
Yeah. And I feel sometimes it's easier to read for other people than yourself. Because, you're too involved in your own life. That's why sometimes I really appreciate when you read for me and I read for you when I have time. Yes, and it does give you some reassurance because it's human to be insecure and to be, when you don't know how things are going to unfold. But if the cards can tell you a good story, that helps quite a lot. Because it's like, I think it's not only yourself, but like it's your higher self and your spirit guides and this entire spiritual team taking care of you. And it's like, God damn, if they trust me, if they believe I can do this, why am I doubting myself? Of course I can, So yeah, if you're into spirituality, gaining this reassurance can make you believe in yourself more.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's not only you as a person here picking a random card and that's predicting my future. No, it's much more than that. It's you and your intuition, you and your higher self, and also channeling your guides. You're asking for their help. You're asking spirit or the universe or angels. I don't know what you believe in, but you're asking them. They have a bigger perspective to help you understand or to guide you where you should go, what you should do. And nothing is fixed on stone, You can always change the way you're going. You can always change the outcome. And free will is very powerful. If you have your intention that you're gonna do this, you can do this. Trust me. And yeah, we know this for sure. But
It feels like you're climbing a mountain, but you can't.
yeah, I mean, that's why it's good to know to use cards to understand your current energy, where you're going, having this energy. But if you don't like the outcome, you can shift your energy and shift the path.
Yeah, that's right. But I think it's just, I don't know, human life is so confusing. We we incarnate, we have a mission here, but we forget that mission. This is so annoying sometimes because yes, it's kind of a constant coming back to yourself and constant need to remind that life is bigger than this, whatever the problem you're facing. And yes, I think most of the times we can get so stuck in whatever problem we're going on that we lose the sight of our entire lives and the impact we have on others and, what is our mission, sort of speak. And I think like the focusing on ourselves and having a bigger mission also helps because it's like I have a purpose in life. It's not only me, 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 me. If something bad happens to me, my world is done. It's not like that. So I think, yes, it's important to find balance in between self and others too.
So if you're interested about tarot, you should try it. But if you don't really trust your skills right now, you can also talk to someone who can read tarot like professionally, or a friend that you know that already can read for you, and maybe you can gain some clarity on your situation.
But if you're drawn to tarot, I would recommend you to buy a tarot deck and start doing it. Even if you don't know the meaning of the cards, just like practice your intuition. It does get better. When I first got my deck, I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't even know how to shuffle. But it's like learn by doing. So you
Really?
should try. No, I mean, I was kind of insecure. I was like, is this right? Did I shuffle enough times? Is it,
Yeah.
is it when it click or when I feel like I should take the card? So it was a lot of uncertainty, but the more you do, the more comfortable you get, and the more you get to know your cards, and they start talking to you. It's pretty crazy. It happens.
I remember when I got my first deck. It was not so long ago, actually. I was interested for a long time. I was watching YouTube videos, watching readings. That's why I didn't really study tarot, but I learned by watching readings. And you just pick up the meanings, right? And when I just bought this tarot deck, I remember I made a reading for my dad, for my mom. I was like, it's gonna happen this and that. First time, and they were like, this girl is going crazy.
Yeah, because I got first like an oracle deck. It wasn't a tarot deck. That's why.
But that's
But
really a good option. If you're not so sure if you're into tarot, you don't know anything about tarot, you've never seen a reading, maybe going for an oracle deck is really nice. It's easier maybe. So you can really see a clear message.
yeah,
You can choose different decks. It's simpler.
you can take a like message for the day, something like that. So you don't need to tell the whole storyline with the tarot cards. And yeah, that's a great tip. Pendulum is something it doesn't work for me.
Pendulum, it's complicated, right? I tried.
I think it's because they're made of crystals, and crystals have their own electromagnetic field, and they can be a bit, they have personality. I would
They're
say
moody,
you're very moody, very very moody.
depending on the crystal, right?
All of them broke, all of them for me.
I never broke any pendulum of mine, but I'm not 100% sure that they work. I never really trust them, the answer that they give me. So maybe that's the problem. The problem is not the pendulum, but it's me not really trusting.
Maybe
You know?
some people can move them. It's really strange.
Yeah. You see, they work maybe. Because they're moving already.
Yeah. They would like swing like crazy, like Miley Cyrus in the ball.
No, but people are not understanding why, how do you use a pendulum and why do you use a pendulum? How does it work?
Pendulum, you can use it to answer yes or no questions, basically. So you have to think in your mind very clearly. You first cleanse the crystal because crystals have electromagnetic field. They catch stuff, bad energy, good energy. But you don't want them. You want to reset them. And then you set your intention. You ask yes or no question. And then you hold very still your hand and let the crystal move, the pendulum move. And you first, I think it's a good idea to ask, please show me your no, please show me your yes. So you know which direction is a yes or a no. And then you can ask the question. So that's how you use a pendulum, basically.
Yeah, that's what a pendulum is. Yeah. If it works for you, please let us know.
How?
Right down below. I really want to know if it works for you. You can try to ask simple questions, like, do I have a brother? Do I have a sister? If you don't have, you kind of know. Or am I wearing a black t-shirt? No, I'm not. So, very simple questions just to try it out first.
Yeah. People say you should kind of set your intention saying, please, like, give me the right answer. Don't be influenced by my own energy. Because sometimes it's like, you really want something to happen. Of course, in the back of your mind, you're going to be, yes, 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 please, yes, yes, yes. And they're going to be like, oh, yes, but is it true? We don't know. So it's a good thing to just set your intention, like, please be the truth. It doesn't matter what is my, what I would prefer the outcome to be. And my sister, she did something really fun that I haven't tried yet. About also divination, and she was a bit lost. She wasn't lost. She was like, I really want to make sure I'm taking the right next step. Changing careers and all that stuff. So she went for an Akashic Records reading.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us more about it?
First of all, I like to make a distinction because I think most people, they know what a psychic is or a medium. So a psychic is someone who can see things and hear things, they know things from the spiritual realm and they can ask questions directly to spirit or your guides, your ancestors, whoever is there to help you out. They can kind of see your future sometimes. Oh, it's more likely you're going to go this way, you're going to do this, you're going to end up in this country, or. With Akashic Records, it's a little different because that person is not necessarily a psychic. They are working to access information for you. To simplify, they explain the Akashic Records as like a huge library, but not like a physical one, like an energetic library. They hold all information about your soul, about your past lives, your present life, your future lives, about everything about your soul. And they're the keepers of the records, who are teachers, ascended masters, and yeah, the person who is doing the reading, they ask for permission to access your records, and then those guys, those keepers of the records, you will allow, and then they will allow and kind of search for the information you're asking. So you have to ask questions for them, and then they will answer them to you, basically, through that person who is doing the reading. So you're talking directly to your guides, basically, or to this vast field of information that your soul, all the potentiality of your soul. Because, like I said, it's not like this is going to happen to you. You can choose, but then they will guide you. They won't say, "Oh, you should not do this," or "You should do that." They will be more like, "Oh, if you do that, it's going to be easier, but you can also do that, but it's going to be a little harder." It's not black and white. You have your free will, you have to choose, but they're there to guide you, right? So they're going to show you path a path that is easier for you, maybe. Or maybe you have two ways that are both nice for you. I don't know. It didn't happen for me, but maybe you have like 50-50%. I don't know. But it's very interesting. You can ask about anything.
I think like you said, some people might have more options than others. It's like when you do like palm reading. Some people have the destiny line very strong, and other people don't really have it. So people who don't have the destiny line, they have more free will in this lifetime. People who have a very strong destiny line, it's like you have to go certain things. It's like in a contract.
That's why usually when you see the hands of younger people, they usually have many, many lines. And older people, they have stronger, deeper lines with not a lot of changes.
Because they've already decided a lot of things.
Yeah. They're not so likely to change their life drastically.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel you gain clarity after doing this reading?
Yes. Yes, it was really nice. Because I just did this reading once, so I just have one experience, but it was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're into like intergalactic beings. That's another thing, but you can also discover some things about the origin of your soul or your guides, who are your guides. Not always humans. So it's interesting to know if you believe in that. I do.
Star seeds and all those things.
Yeah.
I mean, the universe is so vast, you know. It's a bit nuts that people still think that humans are, you know, the center of the universe. We're not.
Do you want to share a reading you had before? How does it work? You know, you can have different readings, people. Like tarot readings, psychic readings, Akashic records readings. We had shamanic healing. I think we talked about this before. You know, there are different ways. There are even more
I
things,
think
you know, to explore.
psychic reading is really nice if you go to someone that is you trust. Because I did this psychic reading when I first came to Korea and I was really lost. Like of course, I had already decided the master degree I wanted to take, but it's not my calling, you know, it's not something I want to continue working with or anything like that. So I was just like, I really want to express myself creatively, but I have no idea. This was before AM Sisters and everything. And then I had this reading. It was kind of tarot, but mainly psychic reading. And she literally described to me like what would be a good fit for me in the future. So she's like, I can see you in this room and you're doing this and that. And you have the eye for details and you're kind of coordinating this group. And she told me about like some creative things and that I could do this. She's like, it's up to you. It's your choice. You can enter this path when you're like 24 or 40. It's just a matter of facing your fears. You're the only person holding you back. So I think those people are really nice because like they're not like sugarcoating anything. They put in your face like, hey, wake up. This is your decision. This is your life. Why are you still sleeping or living preconditioned like with input from other people, like family expectations, society expectations, all those things? If your soul actually has the potential to be something so much greater and that can make you happy. And you're gonna bring things to the world that matter because you're gonna be in flow and doing what you're supposed to do instead of being kind of mediocre doing whatever else. You know, so I think if you're really lost, like I was, sometimes I still think I am, but they can really help you. And if you want to know who I'm talking about, you can message us and we can tell you.
Yeah. Also, I think some people, they are a little bit afraid of knowing their future because they think they're going to be influenced by that. You know, they're not going to have free will. But actually, I feel it's the opposite. Once you learn that you have a lot of potential and that, you know, you can do anything you want, actually, you're free. Then you can start questioning all the things that you were programmed to believe in, you know, your family expectations, your culture expectations, or limiting beliefs, you know. Sometimes people make you believe that you're not going to be better than this, you know, and actually can do much, much more than that. And once you have this idea, you open your eyes for all those possibilities and know that, there is a spiritual realm helping you. And there are guides, and, you had many lives, not only on this earth, but many other places. You've done so much. You're not only a 20 something years old person, you're much more than that. So it gives you a lot of strength and freedom to really believe that you're capable. And then you can decide whatever you want for your life. Even though your current circumstances are not ideal, they can change and you can make that happen. Because you're not alone. You're never alone.
You're never alone. That's beautifully said. I completely agree. You learn the unlimited potential you have, and only good can come from it. So we totally encourage people to enter their own journey, whatever path you want. It can be writing like we did, it can be going to professional, holistic healer, psychic, whatever you want to do. But like, if you feel a calling to do something, just do it. Please do it. You're being called to do that thing for a reason. And maybe you need to wake up. And the wake up call can be very simple or can be very drastic. It can come from some, like, I think the more you follow your intuition, the less the world put things on your path. Because it's like, okay, I'm doing by myself. I'm finding my way. The universe doesn't need to like block my path completely so I can change. So, yeah.
And also, like, knowledge is always power, you know? Having knowledge about yourself, your future, and how the world works or how conditionings are working against you, knowledge is always power. It's always powerful.
But you know what I was thinking today? I was like, man, for some people, I might be like an alien or something. Like talking about all those things, liking veganism and like living in this parallel reality. For some people, it might sound really strange, but who cares? Those things exist. And like you people listening to us, if you resonate with what we're talking, don't feel alone. Like, because I mean, if you live in California, maybe it's like completely normal, but here in Korea, it's not. In Japan, it's not. Even in some other, even European countries, people have talked, they've never heard about holistic healing or anything like that. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm an alien in the place I'm living, well, maybe you are in the first place, but secondly, that's okay. And you have a community here, and that's what matters.
Yeah, that's true. And if you want some guidance, like indications of videos or people you can have, readings with, or how to start off on this, message us. We can help you.
Yeah.
We're not like mentors or anyone. We're not, we're beginners, okay? But we can also help you to be a beginner with us.
Yeah.
So I think that was everything we wanted to say for this video. And if you enjoyed, please give us a like, share it with your friends, your special friends that also want to hear about all the spirituality and aligning yourself to your path. And also leave us a comment. Yeah, leave us a comment down below. If you're listening us on the podcast, please leave us a review. And thank you so much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much for being here with us. See you next week, and bye bye.